Hey, so what we're going to do in this video today is I'm going to take you along in my journey here and show you how I go about refinishing this old knockdown wardrobe. And I'm going to do this job in less than an hour to be real. Now, this is just one side panel of the wardrobe. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. This is really old. It's pre-1850. Not sure exactly the date of manufacture, but we're going to use paste wax. Citrus Shield paste wax to be exact, from Howard Products. Now what I'm doing here is I'm taking 4.0 steel wool. That's 4 zeros. 4.0 steel wool. It's the finest steel wool that you get. And I'm dipping it in the paste wax. Now I'm using dark oak paste wax, so you'll notice it's it's very dark in color. I'm choosing this color because it's the color that I want to get out of this piece. So I'm dipping the steel wool into the paste wax and loading the steel wool basically. Now by loading the steel wool, I mean I'm using a lot of paste wax. And the reason that I'm using a lot of paste wax is because I'm going to show you a method later in this video that I do that it makes removing the wax really simple. So in order for me to go through this job a lot quicker, I'm going to use a lot of paste wax. So we're just applying the paste wax over the entire surface. I'm not going to worry, right now I'm not going to be removing any. My goal right now is to just basically encase the whole piece in paste wax. So, you'll rub it in a circular motion where you can, because you want to make sure that you get it in all the cracks and all the crevices. You want paste wax everywhere. Basically just you want to cocoon this piece in a sense in the paste wax. So I'm going to make sure that I I want to get it into all the corners and all of the little cracks and the grain, all the little nooks and crannies. Now this piece, like I had said earlier, this piece came in from a client of ours, and it came in for a lot of repair work. But now all the repair work has already been done. I did not make a video of those, but there were pieces that were missing that had to be remade. There were some cracks. Now this customer wanted the piece to come back not looking like it was refinished. That was never the intent of this piece. It was handed down through the family, and it came from Germany. So there's a great story behind it. I won't bore you with that, but it's very sentimental to our clients. So what they want is they wanted it to just be in good condition, and they wanted it to look nice and presentable. When they tried to, basically when they had gotten it before from a family member overseas, when they tried to dust it, the rag would stick. All the dust would stick into pores. The rag would catch on little splinters. It was just very dried out. They wanted it to be vibrant and fresh again. They wanted it to have color back and life back, and they wanted to nourish the wood. Yet they didn't want to strip it and make it look like something it's not intended to be. It's supposed to look like a piece from the early 1800s, and that was our goal with this job. So I'm now using a product called orange oil this is from Howard Products. Orange oil is very similar basically to lemon oil. So pretty much everyone's familiar with lemon oil, right? Difference mostly I find between the orange oil and the lemon oil, as much as anything, is just the scent. It smells like oranges, and I love oranges, so I use orange oil a lot more than I use lemon oil, but I use them both. Either one can be used in this situation, okay? They're very similar. I think the only difference is fragrance. So I'm using orange oil, and what I'm doing now is I'm spraying the whole piece down with orange oil. And again, I'm going liberally because you'll notice in my videos that's kind of how I do it. I'm putting a lot of product on. I'm using a lot of orange oil because again, what this is going to do is this is going to help me remove about probably 60%, 70% of that wax. It's going to come right off as I wipe it down now with the orange oil. So you'll notice on my rag is getting dark, okay? I'm using a white rag to wipe it down. I'm using a white cloth. And as I wipe all this orange oil off, it's removing the excess wax that I left on there. That's kind of why before I wasn't too worried about using a lot of wax. I'm going to remove it really easily using the orange oil. Okay, so the orange oil was step 2 of a 3-step process. Our third and final step is going to be using a product called Feed and Wax from Howard Products. Now, Feed and Wax is a combination of beeswax and orange oil. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a liberal coat of beeswax and orange oil in this Feed and Wax. And I'm going to do basically the same thing that I did with the other 2 products, in that I'm going to go ahead and liberally apply it to my entire piece. So I want to do a complete coverage and wet it down real good, again getting it in all the nooks and all the crannies. And I just want to get a nice layer of the Feed and Wax over my entire piece. Now all 3 of these steps were equally important because, you know, the paste wax gave us the color, and we got a lot of color and a coating of wax with the paste wax. Then what the orange oil did was essentially helped remove a lot of the excess paste wax. That really sped up the process. And it also added a nice, you know, coat of oil on it as well. And it nourished it pretty well. So this final step here is giving us yet another coat of wax in the beeswax. So with all these 3 steps combined together is going to give us a nice finish on this wardrobe, and I think that you're seeing that right now in this video. If you compare this to the way we started, it's quite remarkable how much of a difference this makes. If you could actually feel it, that's where really you know, something that doesn't really come through in the video is the feel and the texture of this piece. It's very smooth. It's quite elegant. So as I wrap this job up now, my final step here is just removing the excess Feed and Wax. So I'm using a dry, clean cloth, but you're going to notice my white cloth is getting color on it. So I'm still removing some of that paste wax that we had put on originally. So that's where this orange oil and Feed Wax also comes into play. It's continuing to remove some of that excess paste wax that's on there that we don't need. Pulling that off, we're putting the extra coat of beeswax on there with the Feed and Wax, and it's looking pretty amazing. You can see in the upper right hand corner the before, and it came out gorgeous. And it's a quick, effective way to refinish an old piece of furniture. Okay, and that is pretty much of a wrap on this job. If you want to do a job like this, I will put links down in the description for the products that I used. Now, I did use Howard Products, not because they're endorsing this video or anything like that. I just happen to like these products. You can use different paste wax. This is really up to you. I'm just a fan of their paste wax and of the Feed and Wax and of the orange oil. I use them in a shop all the time. Hey, if you like this video, we'd really appreciate if you'd subscribe to our channel and hit the like button, hit the notification button so that you get notified when we do new videos. We really appreciate it. We love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.